You're watching the stories that make America's Army.
Welcome back.
The Army Worldwide Environmental and Energy Conference in Atlanta, Georgia, was a chance for Army leaders to exchange conservation ideas with representatives from other federal agencies. And while preserving natural resources took center stage, cultural resources were also an issue. Correspondent Javier Hernandez has more.
The Army and Native American tribes haven't always seen eye to eye, even in this century.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they intentionally do that to slight them. It just means that their role is different. The mission of the military is to be prepared, to train, to prepare for war, for defense, national defense.
There are literally thousands of historically significant Native American sites on Army lands. And with the Army undergoing a transformation, Keel fears what the impact on these sites might be.
They need larger training areas, extended ranges of weapons, and a high-tech environment. We need to be able to provide to the Indian leaders at least a level of comfort for them to know that they're not going to go out there and just destroy these sites.
But the Army says things have changed in the last 10 years. For instance, last November at Fort McCoy, Wisconsin, a memorandum of understanding was signed between the installation commander and the president of the Ho-Chunk Nation.
As we look at developments or further expansions of ranges or facilities, the cultural folks will actually sit down in committee with the Ho-Chunks and work through some of the sensitivities of those pieces of property, if you would.
Then there are places like Fort Sill's Medicine Bluffs and Hawaii's Makua Range, where training was either moved or suspended based on local input. This type of grassroots policymaking is what Keel is looking for.
It's extremely important that the Army recognize that tribal governments have a role in the development of policy and guidance for their military leaders.
Keel added that today's Army leaders have proved to be more sensitive to Native American concerns, so he is confident that officials on both sides can work together to preserve our vast cultural resources. Javier Hernandez, Atlanta, Georgia.